Hey guys, I'm finally back with another action figure review, and today we're going to take a look at the Iron Man 3 Marvel Legends movie version of the Iron Patriot, or as he's also known on his package, Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, which I thought was a little peculiar, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, I am sorry again that I've been taking so long making videos. Hopefully now that... To be honest, I haven't been as busy as you might think. My review space was just a total mess, and so I've managed to clear it off, and hopefully I can keep it this way, and then have it ready to film reviews whenever I have my spare time. So, I'm reviewing this figure first because Jason at Chapman Films requested that I review it after I told him that I got it in his Mark 42 Iron Man movie armor figure review. I actually did want to pick that figure up as well, and when I picked this figure up, I picked this up at Walmart for 15 bucks, and when I went to pick it up, there was a Mark 42 Iron Man left. Unfortunately, someone had stolen the piece to Ironmonger out of the package, so I was very upset, and I do want the piece to Ironmonger. I am completing Ironmonger, so I didn't want to just buy, try and get a discount and buy them loose, but, so I'm still looking for that, and Ultron, and then I'll be completing my Ironmonger. So we'll get to this figure. Look at the package first. Pull him out of the way for a second. And you have your typical Marvel Legends / Iron Man 3 package here. It says Marvel Legends on the bottom, and as I said, it says Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, which I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Did they actually refer to him as Iron Patriot in the film? I don't remember, so maybe that's why they went with this. He's clearly, you know, not War Machine, so, you know, these colors aren't War Machine colors, so I guess that's why they didn't go with that. So, his name. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Or maybe they didn't want to cause confusion with the Iron Patriot, the previous Iron Patriot they released, this one, because I don't think they wrote comic style on it. I could be wrong. So anyway, yes, you have Iron Man at the top, Iron Man, Marvel, blah blah blah. It says Avengers Initiative, of course. Build a figure Ironmonger. And then on the back you have the whole wave now, whereas the earlier, these three did not show the later wave because they were not announced in this at the same time, but eventually collectors found out, and we have the first three that we got: Iron Patriot, classic comic style Iron Patriot, classic Iron Man with the interchangeable heads, Heroic Age Iron Man, or Bleeding Edge Armor Iron Man, all three of which I've reviewed in the past if you're interested. And then this wave we got this movie style Iron Patriot, the Iron Man Mark 42 armor, and Ultron. So looking to pick those up soon, and then I'll finish my Ironmonger, which looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Of course, by now, lots and lots of people have reviewed these figures and Ironmonger, and so this is I'm a little late to the game, but I'm still trying to finish it up, so figured I'd review them. So you have Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, salute James Rhodes, unflinching defender of freedom. You have a picture of the figure here, and then funnily enough, you have a shot of War Machine, an illustration of War Machine. Kind of weird, but whatever. So that's the package, and it does come with the sheet to inside the armor vault and how to build Ironmonger and all that. And now the piece to Ironmonger came with was the left arm, and I would have had both arms had it not been stolen from the Mark 42 armor that day. And so yeah, it's just you know, it's just an arm. It's blue, and it has these cables, wires. I'm not sure what you would want to call them, but they are pretty hard rubber, actually. Like, they obviously are flexible, but, like, they're not as soft as I would have expected. They're not as soft as the antenna. But, yeah, they're nice and sturdy, in other words. And, you know, it's got some interesting articulation going on in this arm, actually, which, I mean, I'll go over when I finish the figure. But, yeah. No bicep swivel. He has, like, an elbow swivel instead. It's weird. So, yeah, you know, it matches the rest of the figure. It's bowling ball blue. And I'm looking forward to finishing it up. So now let's take a look at the figure, which is really awesome. So, Yeah, I was really impressed with this figure. When I bought it, I took it home and I unpacked it, and when I took it out of the packaging, I was just literally sitting and playing with it, just moving the joints and looking at all the different sculpting details and the colors, and look how shiny he is. Whee! So I just overall I really do like this figure, and and it looks to me like the Mark 42 armor is very similar in like sculpting and quality. Well, not necessarily quality, as I've seen a lot of paint problems on multiple reviews of the Mark 42, but this guy, it looks pretty good. So, but I mean, you know, if Mark 42 armor is as sculpted as well as this, I'm going to be looking forward to it because it's very well done. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show you, like, some close-ups. Let's start with the head here. Like I said, the paint is really good on this guy, actually, especially compared to the reviews I've seen of the Mark 42 armor, which, like, I think Anthony's Customs, one half of his was painted and one half wasn't, and I know Jason Chapman Films had some issues with his as well, so it's just, this guy is much better. I don't know, the quality control was better on this guy, but you can see the star on his chest and the reactor, and then you have here the detail. It shows you Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes. You've got all this tech, you know, the text on there, like on the War Machine figure. So you've got, so the figure was cast in this like metallic blue. It's actually very similar, but not really. It's similar to Ironmonger. Actually on camera they look very similar, but in person, in front of me right now, Iron Patriot's like a greener blue, and this is like a very just royal blue, like it's really actually a cerulean, and he's like more of a green. Alright, that's enough of that. But yeah, so here we have some more paint detail. Star over there. You got these joints again that have like the I don't know what you call those. They look like gears. You know, they can see some paint issues, but not horrible. And as I was saying, he's cast in the blue, and then the paint, the red and the silver are what's painted on. So the majority of the figure is in the color that it was cast. So there wasn't too much to screw up, whereas I think the Mark 42 had a lot more paint involved. But you can see just the shapes look really good. And these are all painted very cleanly. He does have, I don't know what this is back here, but on the backs of his thighs, I don't know if this was like from the mold, like a mold release spot. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called, a spur or something. But they're like just these two like clear rectangles that look like they're plugging up holes in his thigh, which I guess maybe was from the mold, but they look kind of weird. But I mean, how often are you looking at the back of a figure's thighs? So, you know, it's fine. These shoulder pads are actually a rubber material. They're squishy. You can squish them, so they move, no problem. I think they're like glued in there, so I haven't had a problem with them popping off or anything. And obviously they move nicely. The shoulder underneath looks really cool. It's like it looks like a shell or something. So I like that a lot. Excuse me. The neck also has some good detail under there. Yeah, so overall, he's just, you know, the sculpting's really good. Clean paint work for the most part. Over here, in the back. And the gun is, as you can see, is articulated. You can swivel it and bend it, and as you can see, it comes out. He has 2 holes in his back, so you can plug it into either side. So if you want to move it over to this side for a particular, you know, pose or something, you can do that. It is, let me see, it is sculpted in a certain way where you can't move the whole thing. It's, so you can see it's like bent this way. Oops. Where is it? Okay. So it's bent this way, and then it moves around up on here. So, to me, it looks like it would be better suited for this shoulder, so that it's angled away from his head. But this is the shoulder it came in. I don't think I took it out. When I took it out of the package, I don't think I took the gun out of his shoulder. Or maybe it's supposed to look like this. See, I don't know much about guns, so I'm sorry, guys, but maybe this way it's lined up with the armor. This way it just looks like it's out of his way. So I'm not sure which shoulder it technically should go in, but yeah, it can go in either. So that's cool, and it moves around like that. And while we're talking about movement, I'll show you his articulation. The head goes up and down. It doesn't go too well. No, that's good. That's good. It kind of pops off at a certain point. You can kind of push it. Like I just pushed it. You just literally, it's about to pop off. But if you really need him to look up, you can do that and then just pop it back on, and it's normal again. And 360, of course. The shoulders go in and out. They have, if you can hear that, a ratcheting joint, and they do go around, also ratchety. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. It's weird saying double jointed after doing so many DC reviews and they're all single jointed. But he has a wrist rotation as well as a hinge. Now with the hinge, he has this piece sculpted over the top of his hand, which unless I am mistaken, you can't bend the hinge back. So you can't really get a repulsor pose unless you kind of just move his whole arm up. But you can move the wrist hinge down, no problem. So you can do Thriller. He's tight, man. I don't know what's... Oh, his shoulder joint's stuck. Cool. Alright. He's just gonna stay there for now. So, he doesn't have a waist rotation or an ab crunch. He has this diaphragm joint, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I think it works really well for Iron Man armors usually. It flows with their sculpt really nicely. And this one goes back really far. And it doesn't go forward too much, just a little bit. And then wiggle side to side and rotates. So, decent. He has ball jointed hips. What is this? T-joint. T-jointed hips. No wonder I like this figure so much. T-jointed ball jointed hips with the built-in thigh swivel. Double knee. Now, his knee joint is really kind of ugly. I'm pretty sure the Mark 42 has a better looking knee joint where it kind of, this piece really just kind of is on the knee joint. His, you bend his double knee and he has this like big things just sticking up and it looks kind of weird. But, whatever. When he's standing normally or just bent a little bit, it's not so bad. No boot swivel or anything, or no ankle rocker. His feet are very disappointing. They shimmy side to side like this, and they really don't move up and down at all. And it's a shame because there's a hinge in there. If you can't, I don't think you can see it, but there's a hinge in there. And yeah, so he's got this this armor hanging over his foot. And it's actually a soft rubber, but it's not soft enough to move this foot. So it's a little difficult to pose him sometimes, depending what you're trying to do. He does have 2 peg holes, though. And some nice sculpting on the bottom of his feet. One other thing that I just remembered, no repulsors painted on the hands. The fist is not a big deal, really, but this one should be painted. That's, you know, that's a little bit lame. But, ugh, I need to fix this. Oh, no. Alright, well, anyway. I think that pretty much covers it. So, Jason, I hope you are happy with my review. And I hope you get to pick him up soon. And everyone else, I hope you also enjoyed. I do recommend this figure. I like him a lot. This line was pretty solid. This whole Iron Man 3 Marvel Legends line was pretty solid, I have to say. Well, I mean, I haven't completed it yet, but from what I've seen, it's solid. Ironmonger's good, looking good. So, I'm looking forward to completing it. And I hope to share reviews with you shortly, if I find them. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in future videos. Bye.